Right now at 5, a nationwide blast of winter weather, disruptions from Texas to New York, and how long the cold will last at home. And an explosion destroys a Richland County home. The status of the occupants.
Watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 5.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 5. I'm Emily Brown. We start with a developing story out of Minneapolis. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz says President Trump will consider pulling some ICE agents from Minneapolis. Tensions hitting a boiling point in the city after another fatal shooting involving agents. CBS's Lana Zach reports.
Say his name, Alex Preddy.
As mourners gather at the memorial for Alex Preddy, an intensive care nurse who was shot and killed by federal agents, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and President Trump are trying to come to an agreement to dial back the intensity of Operation Metro Surge. According to the governor's office, the president says he will consider drawing down the number of federal agents in the Twin Cities and instruct the Department of Homeland Security to cooperate with the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehensions in their investigation into the death of Preddy. The 37-year-old was shot and killed by federal agents Saturday morning. Moments before, Preddy was seen holding his phone and arguing with officers. Shortly after, he was hit with chemical spray and tackled. An agent takes a gun from Preddy's waist and the shooting begins 1 second later. Similar to the shooting of Renee Good, the Trump administration put the blame on Preddy.
He wasn't there to peacefully protest. He was there to perpetuate violence.
But those who knew him, including Father Harry Tatso, say he was known for his kindness.
So don't please pay any attention to the vilification from our national leaders.
Preddy's parents say their son began protesting after Good's killing and thought it was terrible seeing children taken by ICE agents.
He cared about people deeply, and he was very upset with what was happening in Minneapolis and throughout the United States.
President Trump is sending border czar Tom Homan to Minneapolis. Lana Zach, CBS News, Minneapolis.
Sources say top Border Patrol official Gregory Bavino and some of his agents will leave the city tomorrow. Bavino coming under fire after claiming Preddy wanted to, quote, inflict maximum damage on agents. The shooting also triggering a Capitol Hill standoff. Senate Democrats calling to block a vote to fund Homeland Security without restrictions on ICE, which could trigger another partial government shutdown by midnight Friday.
We have a bill about funding them, giving them more money. I'm not voting for that.
Senate Republicans need the help of 7 Democrats or independents to keep the government open. A massive winter system sweeping across 2/3 of the country this weekend. Cold weather advisories issued from Montana to the Florida Panhandle. More than 800,000 are still without power, stretching from East Texas to Virginia, and over 18 states saw more than a foot of snowfall.
It's just deep, so you got to go at it a couple times before you make any headway.
I'm definitely going to get sick of it. Going to school and her going to work, it's going to be a problem.
The storm is blamed for at least a dozen deaths and around 12,000 flight cancellations. Well, a lot of us felt the cold and snow over the weekend across the U.S., but is it tapering off anytime soon for us, Greg?
Well, we still got cold, but for the dangerous part, I don't think we're going to see much of that, but still kind of be in the deep freeze for the next week through Friday. But then we got some changes for the weekend, so that's kind of what we're looking at. We do have a little bit of snow here going on tonight. Very light opportunities, mainly north areas, but you can look right now. It's still cold out there, 6. We have wind chills that are sub-zero, but nothing dangerous unless you're not dressed appropriate to go outside. We have that little bit of light snow possibility in Eau Claire as a little weak system comes through. Don't expect too much in the way of accumulation with that. Then we'll kind of become cloudy, 10 degrees, and you see the wind chills will remain below 0, but nothing too extreme. La Crosse, just cloud cover expected, not expecting any snow with this little weak system. Temperatures actually continue to rise through the evening until we get about maybe 13 or 14, getting closer to midnight. Otherwise, we'll see there. There's your high temperatures right today. A lot of single digits. That's the highs so far. I think we will see some later on. And there's your light snow opportunity coming through right now. A lot of it isn't reaching the ground, but you're north of Chippewa Valley to Rusk County, and those are the areas that'll probably see it, with less likely as you go further south. So later on, we'll kind of wrap up yeah, we do have some improvements coming, and if you're expecting maybe some seasonal temperatures, we might have that in store here for the weekend, and we'll break that down all a bit later.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Greg. And a reminder, you can track weather on your block by downloading the First Warn weather app. 2 people in Richland County are hospitalized after a home explosion. News 8 Now's Grace Monk explains what we know so far.
The Richland County Sheriff's Office says the explosion happened Saturday evening, injuring 2 people inside and destroying this home here behind me. The Sheriff's Office received several reports of an explosion around 8:26 p.m. Neighbors say the explosion sounded like a bomb was dropped, causing nearby homes to shake. Deputies on scene found both individuals in a car nearby trying to stay warm. They told deputies they noticed the smell of gas inside the house around 5 p.m. but didn't look into it further. Both sustained significant burns and injuries and were taken to the UW-Madison Hospital. The cause of the explosion is still under investigation. Authorities do not believe foul play was involved. In Lone Rock, Grace Monk, News 8 Now.
Now on to breaking news out of Waukesha County. The Wisconsin Department of Health Services confirming the state's first measles case of 2026. Officials say the Waukesha County resident recently traveled internationally. An investigation is underway to identify potential exposures. The highly contagious disease spreads through the air. However, 2 doses of the measles vaccine is 97% effective at preventing infection. Wisconsin Department of Transportation is alerting consumers of a toll scam. Scammers are posing as tolling agencies and issuing fake email notices about overdue fees. Now, if opened, the link takes you to a website appearing to be a toll payment portal.
Check with the tolling agency directly. If you've recently traveled in a tolling area and are concerned that you may owe tolls for having traveled in that space.
If you received the message, report it and delete it. Well, it is officially tax season and new rules could bring major changes for filers. News 8 Now Seth Padilla explains what to look out for.
Today is the first day Americans can file their 2025 tax returns. The Treasury Department estimates refunds will average $1,000 more per household. That's because many filers didn't adjust their withholdings when recent income tax breaks began. A new law boosts the standard deduction by $750 for individuals and double that for married couples. It also expands state and local tax deductions and gives a new break to some seniors. The 2025 tax law also adds new deductions, including a $10,000 tax-free deduction for car loan interest if your vehicle qualifies. Check your car's VIN number to see if it was made in the U.S. Reporting from the newsroom, Seth Padilla, News 8 Now.
Mayo Clinic Health System officially closing the St. Francis Chapel, ending 46 years of service to patients and families. The closure is part of Mayo's plan to close the entire St. Francis building. Spiritual care services will continue at other locations. Still to come, tech giants playing defense, the lawsuits accusing them of harming teenagers. Plus, American doctors going against the CDC's new guidelines. Their updated vaccination recommendations up next.
Tomorrow on News 8 Now this morning, a growing trend on social media promoting travel destinations, and Art is saying to keep that heat turned all the way up. We'll have those details when we see you at 5.
Style or substance. Somehow it became one or the other. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything in the GMC Sierra. Or get a total value of over $6,100 on this Sierra 1500 model. Plus get $3,000 trade allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Hi. Hi. Chocolate fundraiser.
With the Chase mobile app, things move a little more smoothly. Deposit checks easily and send money quickly. That's convenience from Chase. Make more of what's yours.
Yeah.
Yes, it's real.
What is wrong with you people?
Hipprov. Hypnosis meets improv at this hilarious live show. Starring Colin Muckery from Whose Line Is It Anyway? And hypnotist Assad Mekki.
If you want to have a great time tonight, come up on stage right now.
Completely original, unpredictable, and unforgettable. Saturday, February 14th at Ho-Chunk Gaming. $40 tickets include $15 casino rewards play. Don't miss Hipprov. Improv under hypnosis. Live February 14th at Ho-Chunk Gaming. Must be 21 or over to attend.
Save big money on everything at Menards. Enchanted Gardens Wild Bird Food Blends will keep birds coming back. Get a 20-pound bag of Cardinal Mix for $14.99 after rebate. And a 40-pound bag of Signature Blend is only $26.99 after rebate. Lippmann cleaning products make easy work of even the toughest messes. Pick up this indoor-outdoor angle broom for only $8.99. And get the nitty-gritty roller mop on sale for $9.99 after rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
We're an implant-focused practice. I think the advantage of a father-daughter practice is, I've been at this for 30 years now. I learned things that worked well and things that didn't work so well.
And it was fun to be able to just jump in and kind of complement that. I feel like it made both of us stronger. You don't expect it when you walk into a dental office. You don't expect the family aspect, but when you walk into our doors, we're going to give you that.
If you think you have a full mouth of challenges, come see us. Come down for a free consultation.
7 are dead and 1 seriously injured after a plane crash at an airport in Bangor, Maine. That's according to the FAA. A report says the jet crashed during takeoff, prompting the plane to catch fire. The circumstances of the crash are unknown.
The snow removal operations were in progress, and again, there were planes landing and departing at that around that time of the incident.
The FAA and the NTSB are both investigating. The American Academy of Pediatrics is continuing to recommend vaccinations against 18 diseases for children, going against the CDC's new immunization schedule. Karen Waugh has the details.
The American Academy of Pediatrics Child and Adolescent Immunization Schedule for 2026 recommends routine vaccination against 18 diseases.
The vaccine schedule reinforces our work to ensure that every child in every community throughout this country gets to live the safe and healthy life that they deserve.
The AAP schedule differs from the CDC's released earlier this month. The CDC's removes routine vaccination recommendations for hepatitis A and B, meningococcal disease, rotavirus, flu, RSV, and COVID-19, and downgrades them for high-risk groups and undershared decision-making when parents and doctors discuss to determine if treatment is appropriate.
There's no medically justified reason to downgrade the recommendations for these dangerous diseases. There's no reason children should have to suffer and die from preventable diseases.
12 major medical and healthcare organizations representing more than 1 million medical professionals are endorsing the AAP schedule.
It reflects the best available science, expert consensus, and decades of real-world data demonstrating the life-saving impact of timely vaccination. In the midst of high seasonal flu and RSV activity, and a significant resurgence in measles, it is more important than ever for the public to have transparent and consistent communication from trusted sources.
We've been lucky to have a really good pediatrician who I trust completely.
Becca Slocum says, as a mom of 4, the changes to the CDC's vaccine schedule are concerning.
We'll continue to follow our doctor's best advice, which I think will still follow the prior recommended schedule.
She says she knows how important it is to keep her kids safe and healthy. Karen Waugh, CBS News, Houston.
3 tech giants are set to defend their impact on young people in a trial that starts tomorrow. A mother and daughter are suing TikTok, Meta, and YouTube. They allege the app's addictive features harmed the teens' mental health and led to self-harm. The trial could impact more than 1,000 similar active cases. We'll have more news ahead, but first.
Yeah, unfortunately, the deep freeze is sticking around at least through Friday, but we do have some improvements for the weekend, and that means maybe 20s, possibly even 30s next week. We'll break that down coming up on our First Warn Weather Update after the break.
Making Medicare decisions can feel overwhelming, and that's completely understandable. So if you made a quick or hasty decision during the Medicare annual enrollment period, and you're not quite sure if you're in the right plan, you may have the opportunity to make a change. Our local Medicare specialists take the time to sit down with you, listen carefully, answer your questions, and help you find a plan that fits your health needs and budget. And best of all, our services are completely free. Call Strive Medicare today.
We see you out there coming up with original ideas, which is why you shop at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Because you know that when a spark of inspiration hits, we'll have the brands and supplies you need at prices that'll help make it happen. Like 80-piece Milwaukee Impact bit sets, just $24.99, 15% off all welding wire and rods. And this Blaine's foam kneeling pad, just $9.99. Awards members save an extra $1. Find the value you need to bring your ideas to life. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
We are very fortunate to have our mom in our lives. We rely on Medicaid to pay for her long-term care. When I learned that it might be cut, I met with Representative Van Orden. He promised that he would never cut Medicaid. He even signed this letter. Then he turned around and he voted for the largest Medicaid cut in history. It's absolutely devastating. We need to tell Congressman Van Orden, stop raising our health care costs.
Together, we're stronger.
Western works side by side with local employers to provide career-ready skills.
Together, we make a difference.
Western's 90-plus programs go hand in hand with today's job market.
Together, we're vital for our communities.
Our region's exceptional industries rely on Western grads. We're all in this together.
Together,
we are Western.
Stop into Pischke Motors to get your new Ram now. We've got your back. Get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. America's best full-size truck powertrain limited warranty on 2026 Ram trucks and vans. And during the Start Something New sales event, get 0% financing for 60 months on all new 2026 Bighorn and Laramie Ram 1500s. Or save over $11,000 off MSRP on select inventory. Go to Pischke.com. Pischke Motors West Salem or Pischke Motors La Crosse.
Keeping you safe and ahead of the storm. The first Warren Weather Storm Runner. Only from News 8 Now. Expect more. You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
Well, Super Bowl 60 is set. It will be the New England Patriots and Seattle Seahawks facing off for the Lombardi, setting up a rematch of Super Bowl 49 with New England when New England took down Seattle 28-24. It's going to be quite a game. Well, a deep freeze continues throughout the work week. Let's send it over to Greg for the breakdown.
Yeah, pretty much most of the U.S. now, at least the eastern half, has a lot of snow on the ground, including us. We still got snow. Nothing quite impressive for the end of January, but still, overall, it's going to keep our temperatures pretty much going down. Now, the only snow we have a weak system coming through and an opportunity for some light snow, and it's really along 94 or further north. A lot of this activity still is not reaching the ground. I think some of this darker blue may get a little bit to the ground, but as you know, it's not going to impact travel as much, too. As we go further south, that band kind of extends just south of Red Wing. You see no reduction in visibility at all. Further south you go, this band really is not going to produce other than just cloud cover through the night. So although it looks a little bit more impressive on satellite, you see a decent cold front, warm front coming through. Other than getting maybe a slight cooler air mass behind this, it's not going to weigh in much of snowfall. Most of that's going to stay northern Wisconsin to the UP as this comes through. So that's really the only maker we have. If we track this out, this is the parent temperatures in the background, not the actual temperature. To give you an idea, we're still going to see some wind chills that could get into the teens, below zero at times. But you notice that little activity pushes to the east. And then overall, throughout the night, there could be a little bit of flurry activity further north, but it's going to be fairly quiet. With the breezy conditions as that wind begins to pick up behind the cold front. So you will see wind chills waking up in the teens below zero, maybe approaching 20 at times, but overall it's going to be fairly quiet tomorrow, minus the winds. You can see wind chills, we're looking at 19 below, so still it's going to be cold out there and throughout the morning time frame. And then in the afternoon, we'll probably start seeing the winds drop off a little bit. But as you know, you're still going to be dealing with sub-zero wind chills, potentially teens all day long. So not quite dangerous cold as we've seen this weekend and last week, but still overall cold with less clouds. If you see temperatures overall, we're going to have them rise a little bit for areas prior to midnight, and then they'll fall back into the teens, maybe even below zero as we get closer to tomorrow morning. They'll probably drop pretty quickly as we see some clearing late. Tomorrow, there's your Wednesday's lows, and I didn't say tomorrow's highs. Wednesday, you got lows back in the single digits below zero, a little colder, a little bit more cloud cover Wednesday, so the highs come up, maybe getting into the teens, so still cold, but maybe not quite as bad as we go into Wednesday. Thursday, we have clearing skies out, so I think the temperatures will fall even quicker Thursday, so we could see some teens below zero in some area, otherwise single digits below zero. And then Thursday, we're going to start seeing, once again, a little bit improvement. Light winds, a lot of sunshine. That'll be the big story from the end of the week is Thursday and Friday is a lot more sunshine. We'll get back into the potential low teens in some areas. Once again, we should be in the mid to upper 20s at this point, so still well below average, but nothing like we see last week. And overall, the big story is Wednesday, Thursday, you'll see this big cold dome begin to push off to the east, and you'll start seeing towards the weekend this milder air begin to push further to the east. That's the good news. So we'll get some more of that mild Pacific air to come into the area Saturday and Sunday, and all next week really looks like we're going to be kind of in the pattern that's more seasonable temperatures than what we've seen lately. So more 20s, maybe potential 30s, and the only chance for snow may come with this transition, and that would occur maybe Saturday night and Sunday, but we're not expecting a lot in the way of precipitation with that. And you can notice on the 8-day, all of a sudden you're starting to see 20s next week, which is close to average, potentially maybe even getting close to 30 at times. So just bear it out, I guess you could say it through Friday, and then we got some changes coming to get out of this kind of this deep freeze.
I like that 11, 11, 11. That sounds like those are lucky days. 11, 11, 11. All right, thanks, Greg. Still to come, a 101-story climb, a 101-story climb with no gear. The event that had the world on the edge of their seat. Up next.
Proper installation of your new windows make a difference. The team at Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions are factory trained to make sure your windows are installed to last. Call or stop into the showroom for your free estimate.
Right now at Home Sleep Express, when you spend $4.99 or more, pay nothing down, nothing for interest, nothing for sales tax, and nothing for shipping on Thomas Cole and Prana Sleep. The Something for Nothing sale, now at Home Sleep Express.
A home you love. A business that endures. It takes your vision, your hard work, and your dedication to bring them to life. The right tools help. Case IH truly understands your vision and what you need to achieve it. That's why we build the equipment, the local dealer and service network, and the data and tech you want today and tomorrow. Because we don't just build our equipment to work. We build it to work for you.
Visit any of your local Johnson Tractor dealerships, now including La Crosse and Richland Center.
Up here, we do things a little different. We march to the beat of our own drum. We don't shy away from the cold. We face it head on. And any challenge that stands in our way doesn't stand a chance. Up here, one brand stands alone. Ford. Now, get $2,500 bonus cash on a new 2026 Ford Explorer. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
I do like knowing the person that's sitting across from my desk. I've formed a lot of relationships over the years based on trust. When I see the look on a member's face, when I say, yes, this loan is good, you're good to go, it makes me happy. To me, being the team you can trust is honesty. When you do a loan with me at Firefighters Credit Union, like everything we do, it's not about the car, it's about you.
'Cause everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
Get a sleep like no other on an Heirloom mattress from Home Sleep Express. And right now, pay no interest for 5 years. Plus, get free white glove delivery, setup, and a 120-night guarantee. Heirloom, the perfect sleep, night after night. At Home Sleep Express.
Meeting you locally where you are online. Stay updated while you scroll. Follow us on Instagram at WKBT News 8. Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
In Taiwan, American Alex Honnold made history over the weekend, climbing a 101-story skyscraper in Taipei with only his bare hands and no protective gear. Honnold completed the free solo climb in just an hour and a half.
It's exactly what you look for in an objective, where it's like a singular feature that calls out, like, you should climb this.
Netflix streamed the event to viewers across the world with a 10-second delay in case of emergency. And thankfully, it was emergency-free. That guy has no fear complex whatsoever. Good for him. All right, Greg has a final look at your forecast right after this.
Interested in a heat pump for your home? Here at G&T, we've got an offer to sweeten the deal. Qualified customers can get up to $8,000 off a new Goodman heat pump system and a $2,000 tax credit for this year. In most cases, you'll pay less for this heat pump and furnace system installation, as well as over time with its efficiency and energy savings. Seriously, a Goodman heat pump that's smaller and more efficient for less. Plus, it's installed by an amazing team of skilled technicians with quality you can count on and experience you can trust. Interested? Call G&T for the best heating and air conditioning guaranteed.
The following is based on actual events.
What do you want for dinner? I'm just gonna call her. I don't care. You pick. No, we had that last week. I don't care. I've got it. I'll have ribs. You can have mac and cheese.
Ooh, the average couple disagrees about what to have for dinner about 3 times a week. Decision made. Pick up a Quick Trip take-home meal.
I love you too. Breadsticks. Gotta go.
Quick Trip. See you next time.
The pain was so much that I couldn't really focus on my job.
Plantar fasciitis. I just was not a happy person.
And I saw the Good Feet store.
And then all of a sudden, I just get these arch supports.
I'm just happier. I feel happier.
It was amazing.
It's a lot easier to be nice when you're not uncomfortable. It's pretty awesome.
The arch supports are never coming out of my shoes.
Nothing worked for me until I walked into that store. It changed my life.
I don't really know if I could put a price on that.
Reclaim the good life with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good feet, good life.
News 8 Now and Dairyland Power Cooperative present the Community Calendar. For more information on these events, or if you'd like to submit an event, visit news8000.com.
Excellence is not measured by potential, it's measured by performance. As a father, I teach this to my children. As coaches, we instill this in our players. And as a member of the community, I value it in Amplify Health. Performance is all that matters. Anyone can strive for excellence, but you don't want doctors who merely try. You want doctors who deliver. You want Amplify Health and nothing less.
We're still going to have wind chills that could get down to 20 below, so not quite dangerous unless you're not dressed appropriate outside. For the morning, we will see some improvement tomorrow, but otherwise still remaining in the deep freeze really for the most part through Friday. Improvements weekend, and yes, we get near seasonal by next week.
Next week, all right, but ending January on a cold note for sure.
Yeah.
All right, that does it for us at 5. We'll see you right back here at 6.